Hello, today is June 27th, and this is today's changelog video. I also have to cover June 26th changelog, because I didn't make a video for that yesterday. So, if I could start now, the first change for June 26th yesterday was I changed the hive and crag spawning formula. Now crags can only spawn. I got distracted because this wolf is hitting the arc and it shouldn't be. But anyway, now the crags can only spawn at the hives. And so this means that the only way to get the crags in the front room is if the power is down and the Sith spawn in that room and the king grows in that room, telling the crag to move in the room on the Sith, such as it's occurring right now. The only thing, note to self, I don't have a delay between the movements. So let's continue the changelog here. I changed the power drainer to attack 4 times faster, so they attack really faster and they're dangerous now. The next change I have is the changing of, well, I made a new class of arcs, as you may notice, this one right here. And so you got the main room arc, which is this one glowing small normal size here, and then you got the hive payload arc right here. So I changed it so that the hive payload can only target hives, and these main room arcs go wherever the main room is, so it adjusts dynamically. Basically, you have to control the tempo. You play the lead by playing the payload arc to send that to the hive. And I'm not going to get into what I did today regarding that. I'm still on yesterday. So yesterday, along with these new arcs, I also made the waypoints prioritize them, so you'll see the bots are smart moving them in. So this way, if you watch now, these arcs should... Oh, got a lag spike. Don't know why I got a lag spike at the moment. Hold on. Hopefully it'll just go away, right? There we go. They usually don't occur that long, but I am running bots, so my computer is slower because I have bots here. But okay, so anyways, aside from those arcs, you get about 6 or 7 of these main room arcs and 1 of these hive arcs. Today, well, let's just leave it like that regarding these arcs. Excuse me, there's just so many things to go over. It's hard putting it to English. I'm looking at the changelog here. Okay, I'm going down the changelog, 6.26. I think I covered just about most of it. I don't want to get into the details, the convars, the numbers, the balance, the actual settings for detail. I don't want to get into that because I just got done 2 days in a row writing. Let me just hop on the game and push up this payload before I get to 6.27 changelog. Okay, 6.27. Am I there yet? No, actually 6.26 is continue the changelog. I tried to fix it so armories actually spawn to advanced armory, such as this one is, because it looks like it's working now, but sometimes now it keeps leaking the research. But yesterday, 6.26, I had to fix it so the armory would actually research, because it sometimes wouldn't on armories. It will only get the advanced armory in one armory. So hopefully now all armories will go to advanced armory. Let's see what else I got. 6.26.
Is under attack.
Oh, I fixed Max yesterday building. So I fixed them because they weren't moving correctly, so I fixed them. Oh, also the the main arcs, I'm going to go over a small detail. I made them faster than the hive arc. And the main room arcs, they also go deploy 2 times faster. That's part of today's changelog. So I know I'm all over the place, so hang on with me here. Let's go over today's 6.27 changelog. It's I try to change it, improve it so the sys don't spawn in the room once the power goes up. So because sometimes it got annoying when the power would go up and the sys would still spawn in there. The conductor, I added a new network bar, such as I did in Siege, called Payload Time. And I added 4 different types of Macs rather than just 1, although only 3 out of 4 or 2 out of 4 are working. I'm still... So I got the Big Mac, and then I got the Mac Avoca, and then I got the Player Mac. The Big Mac goes throughout the entire map. The Big Mac has 4 times health of normal Mac. The Big Mac goes about 4 times speed of a normal Mac. But however, when the Big Mac gets damaged, it goes extremely slow. But you're going to see the Big Mac running and zooming across the map. The Mac Avoca prioritizes power points and extractors only. So if the Mac has the power points and extractors unbuilt, the Mac Avoca is going to try to build them. So if you see a power drainer take out a power point, the Mac Avoca may go there, or the Mac Avoca may go to extractors that aren't built. The Player Mac, I got it to just weld to the closest player that needs it. So I just wanted to have different classes so I could have different controls, because the commanders would always do different things to command with the Macs that I'm trying to mimic. Okay, so the payload timer, the conductor checks every second to see if the payload timer is down to 0, and if that payload time reaches 0, the game is over and so the payload timer gets plus 4 seconds every time it hits the hive. I had it plus 10, but I lowered it to plus 4. Maybe I could try plus 8 later if this plus 4 is too low. But then also when the hive dies, you get plus 10 minutes on the payload timer.
Your base is under attack.
These bots, I know I'm testing with bots, so I know if players were here, they would bio the arc and they would prioritize the arc, they would end down the arc. I know these bots don't do that, so the calculation. I also tried testing with the vaporizer, trying to have it scale with our location, so Marines can have like a base spawn protection, but the NS2 default maps have like 5 locations in each room, and I don't want to have to tune it too much, so I just gave up on that. Because right now, Marines can lose either through the payload time reaching 0, or if their base dies, and I don't like them having to defend their base if they have to do the time and go outside the base. But that's just me. Okay, so next thing is the timer itself. You'll see here it's the payload time. I said when this reaches 0, game over for Marines, and I said plus 4 seconds every time the hive payload hits the arc, and then plus 10 minutes when the hive dies. And this is to be determined. I don't know what to do here. I'm still not even sure on this payload time, but I'm just, playing it out. So far I played a game where time seems okay. At first I had plus 6 minutes too much, that's why I adjusted to add time too low. But it takes so much time to actually test a full round such as I'm doing. But you'll see here I got plus whatever minutes for taking down this hive. So I can, as a Marine here, go take these arcs and bring them upwards once they're killed. Yeah, so these move pretty fast compared to yesterday. And these aren't invincible when they're deployed. I kind of want them to be invincible when they're deployed, but right now it's just 70% out of 100% damage taken, so that's a 30% damage reduction, so it's just an issue. So I'm skipping down on the changelog on my second screen here. I removed the I removed the egg auto research that I had last time. I replaced them with just a random thing, so the egg will automatically randomly spawn as a either regular egg, egg, free of time, free of team resources. Let's see what else we got here. Just adjusted the robotics factory so we could replace the max with the base hack. See, this is a player max right now. So yeah, I adjusted the robotics factory and say, okay, I want 2 Avoca max, 2 base max, 2 player max, 1 big max. And so it's like ordering at fast food, you know. So you say, okay, if I have a count list counting the total amounts of all the maps, the max, and then categorizes them and says which one it needs, and assume it's the same thing for the arc. So once the Mac or arc comes out of the robotics factory automatically here, it checks which is needed and it transforms it into that class, such as the player Mac or the Avoca Mac or the Avoca arc or the main room arc. So let's go down on the changelog here. These are the big Avoca rules. I'll get into that in a little bit. I also improved the game start formula for the marine placement of structures. They should no longer spawn funky like 2 structures in one. It should be nice distance between each structure. Okay, going down in the changelog. I already went through all the different types of Macs. The base Mac isn't working right now. I haven't tuned it because it's to be a headache and I wanted to skip that today. Main room arc. Blah blah blah. Skip down on the changelog. Hold on, let me move this hive arc.
Proceed to waypoint.
Okay, so I took a replacement function from modular exo concept that I'm greatly thankful for to overwrite a function without having to overwrite the actual file. So it calls a local function, calling the function one overwrite. Then you make the function overwrite it, calling the old local function. I'm sorry if I don't make sense, but it's in the GitHub on the Lua, and it's what I wanted to do. So that way, when NS2 CDT updates, I don't have to update the actual file and overwrite the file. I have my own file that's separate and shouldn't be affected by any updates. Today I also made it so the eggs spawn on the ground rather than mid-air when they teleport by the king cysts. Let's see, hold on, I got another thing in the changelog that I have to do, that I have to read here. Nope, I guess that's it. Sorry, I have my iPod with the notes that I want to write, and then I have a GitHub with the actual changes. So what we would want to do here is bring the main room arcs here to operations, or just suicide yourself to bring the payload arc. Let's see if I can get the hive payload arc to deposit in time to get me plus 4 seconds every hit. So when I get to a time, I can also look at the changelog here. This is quite a walk around. You have to go around because the ladder's there. Actually, let's see. I'm multitask here. Skipping down on the changelog and walking the arc. Okay, so another big thing today, I made it so when you join, when someone joins the game, it checks if the round is started, and if the round hasn't started, then it'll add 8 or 11 bots and start the round. And I made it so the game always thinks that there's a commander, so if the round resets, you don't have to wait for commanders to start the game. So I did this just so that players can play, so that the game will start and work correctly without error, without having to run cheats or admin commands to force the game to start. So that's pretty huge, if you ask me. And I think that about covers it for June 27th. So if you look at the timer here, it's 23 seconds, now went to 27. Once again, if this was a full server, aliens would hit that arc and the time may be off. But let's see here if I win or lose the game. If I lose the game, I'll end the video here.
Proceed to waypoint.
Oops, before I turn my mic off. I had I tried to get it so when the time is added it gave it the notification, but I didn't get that working 100%.
Proceed to waypoint.
Now this timer just does not want to go 0, but I think it will eventually.
Proceed to waypoint.
Oh, wow, what happened? Well, the game ended, so kinda works. Alright, thanks for watching.